So today I ordered the LEDs and all the stuff for my lamp, so I can be working on that pretty soon. And on the way back from the grocery store, cause every Saturday I go to the local Target and I get a pretzel and a hot dog, a soft pretzel and a hot dog, along with shopping for regular foods and stuff like that. Oh, also I bought feet for my chair. They're just little like PVC pads that I just like kind of pop onto the bottom, fit perfectly. So now I have pads on the bottom, so I can move the chair. It doesn't dig into the carpet, but it doesn't slowly move back. Like if I'm like pushing against the table or whatever, it doesn't slowly roll back. It just kind of sticks. You know what I mean? And also on the way back from shopping, it's always Saturday, so I'm always having to turn away yard sales. Because the yard sales out here tend to suck. They just really tend to suck. A lot of garbage, a lot of junk, a lot of expensive stuff. People wanting too high a price for stuff. But today I caved in yet again. And so I went to buy a yard sale on the way back home. And they actually had an entire tub of just old books, old sciencey books, like Principles of Chemistry or whatever. Principles of Physical Chemistry, sorry. And Analytical Experimental Physics. Just really nice books. And so I asked them, how much do you want for the books? Because I was figuring, this has still got a price suck as a yard sale. I mean, what, they probably want $5 a book or something like that? 50 cents-ish, maybe. How many are you going to buy? I was like, that stack I just pulled out? And they were like, $5? And I was like, $5. So yeah, I got about, well, I got some tiny booklets. These ones on inorganic chemistry, heat, and the metallurgy of iron. I didn't really think to add these on here. I didn't count them as books, I just kind of forgot they were in the pile. But they pretty much gave these to me, and gave me an extra book, because I got 11 books, those little pamphlets, all for $5, and the guy said 50 cents, but he was like, whatever. I tried to hand him like a bunch of coins, and he was like, I don't use coins. You can keep the coins, whatever. But yeah, so I love old books like these. These all range from 1940s to the 1950s. Some of them actually have some really nice writing on them, like this really nice artwork for the 1950s. I believe this is 1958. $1957. So yeah, this is 1957. It's pretty cool. These are some of the books that I learned how to read on, pretty much. At least this type. I have hundreds of these kind of books back in Illinois, because people just have them and they throw them away, or the library doesn't need them anymore, or something like that. Or they get donated to like Salvation Army and they're like 10 cents a piece. My favorite series is, well, my favorite series of books would be General Chemistry. I have the 1950s version and the 1980s version, or maybe the 90s version. That's a pretty good book. I really liked Exploring Giant Molecules. I cannot seem to find any pictures of it on the internet, but Exploring Giant Molecules came with a cover on the front that had a picture of a rabbit inside of like an aquarium, submerged, but the rabbit could breathe because the extremely thin silicone filter they were using could suck oxygen, could suck the dissolved oxygen out of the water to allow the inner like bubble to breathe, so the rabbit could actually breathe from the oxygen being dissolved into the water, kind of like how a fish does, except for, you know, a rabbit inside of a plexiglass container with a bunch of filters around it. But yeah, Exploring Giant Molecules. Then there's Atoms, Energy, and Machines. That was a really big book, like this pretty much. That was like, I think that was the first like sciencey book I ever had. Basically, they had it was a wonderful book for first getting into sciencey stuff. Like they had like the normal kind of like artwork and stuff like that. So then you flip through a little bit, and every single page had a photo on it. So you would, well, yeah, pretty much, or at least every time. Now that I think about it, sometimes they might go to 2 pages, but still, they had a lot of photos in the book, and so they would have like a picture of a giant crystal, and they would talk about how like crystals can be grown for different operations and why these ones are being grown, like huge crystals, like that big, for some experiment, or like somebody making the fabric for a hot air balloon, and they're talking about polymers and stuff like that, or talking about how like meat is cooked, how nuclear reactions work, how rockets work, stuff like that. It covered a really, really wide selection of topics. I really want to go back to Illinois and read that book again. It's a really great book. But yeah. Exploring Giant Molecules and Atoms, Energy, and Machines. Those are great books. Well, that's pretty much it for today. So now I have a bunch of reading material. A whole lot of reading material. I'm a bigger fan of the older stuff, but oh well. Like for instance, I have a book from 1916. It's called like something physics or whatever, like Introduction to Physics or something. But it actually has, even though it was made like around World War I, it has like 4 or 5 color photographs in the book. They're printed in the book. They're obviously very like off color, but you can definitely tell that like they were having a hard time getting all the colors to match up, and they had only like 2 colors per thing. They're really minimizing the color, but still having even 2 colors for a book 100 years ago, that was pretty good. Although they spent at least one of those color photographs just showing a color photograph of an Edison light bulb, like a prototype light bulb, but it's like, that's cool. But you would think there'd be something more interesting in a physics book to show a picture of in color. Don't know. Or maybe those are different. I don't know. But yeah, I love old books, especially old sciencey books. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!